Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie, and we are here to talk about 90 Day The Last Resort, Season 3, Episode 5, The Last Chance for Honor. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. It's time for Auntie Advice. It's time for Auntie
Welcome back, everybody, and this is Auntie. And if this is your first time here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. This episode was just all over the place. There was so many things that happened, and and yeah, there was a lot of things that happened on this episode, and I'm going to try my best to be as calm as possible. I absolutely agree. As soon as they indicated that they were going to be going to a bar because they did not have anything else to do, this was a setup for a disaster. It was a setup for a whole bunch of foolala. It was a perfect setup. You give people alcohol, well, certain people alcohol, who don't know how to limit how much alcohol they have. You're going to have that. A drunkard man, in my humble opinion, speaks a sober mind. And a lot of things happen under the influence of alcohol. And if I had been a cast member, I don't know if they were forced to go, but if they were not forced to go, I would not have went. This is just not a good group of people, in my opinion. They always got a whole bunch of going on. They're petty, um, and they love to stir the pot. And it's just, it was a disaster. But alcohol also shows you who a person really is. And because one of the things that I want to say is when a person says something, they basically mean it. And out of the abundance of the heart, which means what's in your heart, and your heart is full of, the mouth gonna speak it. It just is. It just is. It is. That is one of the scriptures in the Bible that I believe by, I walk by, I understand by, I judge by. I choose my friends by, I choose my acquaintances by. Whatever comes out of your mouth is who you are. And it's what you have in your heart. All you need is the right opportunity, which was this, to spill the tea about who you are and what you think. So in this episode, the folk decided that they were going to go and work out, and that Sarper was going to be given this little exercise class, and so they're in the exercise class. Sarper, wants to be the head. Boy, that almost came out my mouth. Sarper want to be the head man in charge. He wants to be in charge of the girls and the boys. He is the oldest one, I believe, in the group, and he wants to be treated as such. And so that they're taking his little class and everything. He has already been rumored to make inappropriate jokes concerning Shekinah and women, and he did not fail us in making an inappropriate joke about Rebecca, because once he gets you on his mind and on his list, he is relentless and he does not know how to stop. He doesn't understand boundaries and he doesn't understand consequences for boundaries. He will say and do, in my opinion, whatever he feels like he wants to say and do, at no thought of how it's going to get back, how the person is going to receive it. So he made a jokey joke about Rebecca. And of course, the person that I thought would be the one to snitch was Paula. Because I looked at a little bit of Between the Sheets. I usually don't look at it, but I looked at it this week. And so he made a little jokey joke, right? He said what he said, he did what he did. And he now got to live by, because everybody know when you play the game of telephone, it never comes back. Excuse me, y'all need to take this out. It's tight, and I just need to take this out. Hold on a second, y'all. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that I'm doing this on live, but ooh, I gotta take it out. It's the end of the day. It's late at night, and I need to take this out. So excuse me for 1 second. Ooh, oh, y'all. Ooh. It's time to take this protective style out. Oh, okay. I had some things that I had to do out in the garden, and I put it up, and I'm telling you, ooh. Anyway, so he decides that he is the king of the hill, Paola or Paola, and Submit go back and tell Rebecca. Now we don't realize that it was Paola until Between the Sheets that she went back stirring the pot. And it's always the person that you least expect that's going to stir the pot. Okay. So anyway, um, thank you, Lisa Lynn. Hey, boo. Thank you, boo. And so they all decided they're going to go out and drink. They drinking. They having a good time. They doing what they doing with the woo woo and the boo boo boo. And we got these little segments, these little groups, the little pot stirrers is what I call them. And so they're all sitting around. They're wanting Guillermo and girlfriend to be kissing. They want them to be reconciled. You can't reconcile over a drink. And it's just giving Kara just a hope that there's going to be something, between her and her husband, and that there is a possibility of rekindling their relationship, which is the danger of signing up and volunteering to be on this show. So so basically we're gonna just get into the dirt. I put a poll out there. Y'all make sure y'all take the poll. I'm really trying to think of how I want to address this. So there's conversation going on at the table. Rebecca has gotten the word that Sarper made a joke about her. Rebecca is very, okay, in my opinion, Rebecca has very high male energy. Now, on a good day or a bad day, just depends, I can tell you off. I'm talking about from the rooter to the tutor. But I don't project male energy. I'm always in my female energy. I know when to hold them, I know when to fold them, and I know as a female, the wit that I have is stronger than a male's physical abilities. There's always a way to handle everything, in my humble opinion. And when you walk in your female energy, and I ain't into tarot and all of that, I am into energy. You can bring a man to his knees with a couple of sentences. You don't have to exhibit male energy to check a man. Moreover, walking in your female energy means that you go to the edge. You don't sit at a table, get you some liquid courage, tell everybody that you didn't like it, feed into the energy that's coming to you, because a dog that'll carry a bone or bring a bone. And submit don't care who stuff he tell. He barely in there drinking. He's sneaking drinks. Because Jenny got him on such a short leash with the drink that allegedly, according to what they were saying on Between the Sheet, this mofo running around there sneaking drinks. So maybe this is one of the reasons why Jenny don't, another reason why Jenny don't want him drinking is because he don't know how to handle his alcohol and practice the art of shutting up and minding your business. Anyway, Rebecca decides she's going to go over to Sarper. Now, not only, in my opinion, is she exuding male energy, she's exuding bar fighting energy. Because when she walked up on Sarper, she didn't even speak. She didn't even ask for his attention. She didn't even go over there and say, Sarper, can I talk to you about something? That would have at least been a little bit of female energy. But she goes over there and said, I was told that you was talking about me and you had a joke about me. You want to tell me what the joke is and let's see whether or not it's funny? Sis, don't you know when you run up, you get done up? Don't run up on me like that. And you can't even acknowledge me. You can't even say, hey, auntie, how you doing? Can I talk to you about something? She just straight went up in their barroom ready to fight. That's a hard woman. I don't know what happened in her life that she just seemed, I'm trying not to be inappropriate. I don't know if it's because she had that weight loss surgery, she gained all that weight back. I don't know if Zia just not giving it to her. I don't know what the energy is, but it's very masculine. She walks up to him automatically and accuses him of doing something instead of asking him a question. Because whether or not you form it in the form of a question, it still wasn't a question. You was making an accusation. I was told that you was talking about me and you was talking about me all day long and that I was the butt of the joke. You want to tell me what the joke is? So if Sarper mhm, had met her male energy, then we all would have had a problem. Well, I guess everybody but me. Because if you come, welcome, boo. Welcome. Because if you come at me like that, we gonna handle it like that. Sarper didn't. He stepped back, said, "Okay, I'm gonna go hit on the beam." He said, "I told one joke. I told a joke." And well, what was it? You want to be? You want to? Let's find out. Tell me what the joke was. So now Zied has walked up. She should have told her husband to approach him. And then the three of them have a conversation. She should never walk up on a man because when you walk up on a man, okay, Auntie, stay focused. So he tells her what the joke was, what he said, that she had four husbands and none of them around, and she buried them. Well, I was told that you was talking about me all day. Well, bring them up with you when you come so they can tell me what I said all day. Don't come to me with no bull crap, no he says, she says, and the people that said it ain't willing to come up here and put their feet 10 toes down to the ground and stand behind what they said I said. Well, no, he wasn't talking about her all day. Paola was doing her little wrestling stuff and everything else. He didn't talk about her all day. And he sat there as a man and said, I was wrong about it. So Zed comes over. He say what he say with the whoop whoop and the boo boo boo. And I'm like, okay, so Pie really stirred the pot with this. She said she called her and texted her. She said she was all into it. But here you got your husband who can't even please you, who won't get a job, who is a thorn in your side, and you got time to be in these people's business? You got time to be stirring the pot? Okay. So Zia told him, Rebecca, roll out. Rebecca goes back to the table and then talk about what she was going to do. I was going to cuss him out. I was going to lay him out. I was going, if you was, you would have. Because you didn't already walked up there with all that male energy. And you wonder why you having problem. You wonder why you're there. Anyway, I digress. Zia and Sarper talk. He's like, okay, I apologize. I was wrong. Zia said he didn't like him talking about his wife. Okay, let's squash it. Meantime and in between time, they still trying to get Kara and Guillermo to kiss and have some interaction. I'm like, these people really are messy. Guillermo doesn't want her. And y'all trying to force something to happen. And it's amazing how other people can have so much junk in their backyard, but they be worrying about yours. Then we have the incident with Shekinah, who has been on social media backpedaling and pussy popping. The same thing she did on Between the Sheets, trying to make up a reason as to why she said what she said and why it was appropriate and everybody should side with her. Now, was Thias out of control? Absolutely. But for Shekinah to sit there and say, I would have whooped her, you know what? If you would have, if you could have, you would have. Patrick made a comment to Guillermo and told Guillermo, y'all married, you know you can get half on that ass. Shekinah didn't like that he said it. He's saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, we just saw in the case of Gino and Jasmine, she is paying him spousal support. He walked away with the house, he walked away with the car, and Jasmine is paying Gino. So, what we may think should happen is not the law. The law is what it is. And when you apply or properly apply the law, things turn out a different way because public opinion is not laws, it's not regulations, it's not statutes, it's not, you can't argue it in front of a judge or a jury. Your opinions don't matter. What does the law say? Patrick told Guillermo some good stuff. You can sue that and you can get half of it because it is what? Marital property. They're not divorced. So just like he's coming in there with something, so is she. So they're sitting in there and everything, and all the girls are around the table. People huddle. Jenny just did, child. And you could see that she really was in her ALS mode. I'm even doing filming, but anyway, I digress. So, they have like a little bit of entertainment. Everybody's drinking, bottles popping. They doing what they do. The little guy comes out, he's playing the bongos on top of the bar and they fully entertained. And so, Zed asks the guy for the bongo. And so he gets the bongo and he's playing it. Child, Patrick and them say he had no rhythm whatsoever. But Rebecca is turned on by her man playing the bongo. And she been with him, 8 years? And she didn't know that he plays bongos? Okay. So he's playing the bongo. She's fawning all over him, right? She's like, oh my God, my baby is playing on bongos. He is so sexy. She videotaping everybody partying and dancing around. They being totally entertained. At this point, they drunk. And why did Sarper decide in the middle of the festivities and all the partying going on, he decides to get up on the bar and dance? Cara is around there dancing like she got a gig. But Rebecca is mad because she feels like Sarper took the attention off of Zed. No, everybody took the attention off of Zed. They all were enjoying themselves partying. He is an ex-stripper. And he decides to get up on the bar and take it to another level. It's all in the fun of it, but she pissed. And I'm sitting up there thinking, does Rebecca really have something for Sarper? Because, sometimes Attraction can come off looking like anger. Is she feeling Sarper secretly? Is this a love-hate relationship with Rebecca? Because Sarper ain't do nothing to her. He was enjoying himself like everybody else. No matter whether he's an a-hole or not, he deserves to have an opportunity. So he take it and partner with him. Zed's playing the bongo. He's up on the counter. He don't look like nothing. I don't see how women were attracted to him. But anyway, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure he'll look at me and be like, she's ugly. Okay. It is what it is. And ain't nobody mad but the devil. Getting back to the story. So Sarper is up there having a good time. Rebecca is pissed. He's taking the attention away from Zed. Zed is having his solo concert. And how dare Sarper, like Rebecca, chill the fuck out. You seem like you got a on for this man. Chill out, Rebecca. It's just not that serious. Y'all let me know in the comment section, like, what's going on here? So, of course, she's in a bathroom talking to the producers because evidently they saw her walk away pissed. She goes in the bathroom and she is just dragging the man. Okay, so what's going on? So she goes back to Zed. Now she's like, yeah, I mean, I can't believe Sarper would try to take the attention off of you. You were having such a great solo career with that bongo, and how dare he get up there? And did he apologize to me? Do you feel like he owes me an apology? Just stirring the pot. See, that's the kind of stuff that around and gives it swap. That's the kind of stuff that will mess around and you get that daggone that boost your man up. He get up in somebody's face and around and find out. I have seen it many times in my life, and I'm sure y'all have too. You pump him up only to go up there and get his ass whooped. So Zed now got to go back, have this daggone conversation, and apologize, and have Sarper apologize. And I thought that when Sarper apologized, I thought it was genuine. I thought it was genuine. But she's talking about kicking the man and cussing him out, and for what? Like, what's over a joke? Relax. Relax, mama. Like, it's just not that serious. Like, nothing to me is that serious. So, of course, now the energy in the room has no other choice, in my opinion, but to change. So now Shekinah is sitting in the back. She's having a conversation because she's like Rebecca. She wants to drag Patrick and make Patrick feel like he an a-hole because of what he said. She sits there and tells Patrick to his face and in the presence of everyone around the table that he got a poor man's mentality. And your man a stripper. Your man's a stripper, but Patrick has a poor man mentality. What did Sarper bring with him when he came other than a whole bunch of bullshit? Saying that you are the death chain basically around his neck. You're his punishment. That man has no respect for you, in my humble opinion. She's sitting over there going back and forth with Patrick. Thias, I'm gonna call her Thias. Thea is sitting back watching. She goes over to say something to her about you picking on my man now. Now you taking it too fucking far. But when Thias first went over there, she did not go over there with an attitude. She went over there to just say, "Hey, chill, chill, right? You know, it's my man. If I feel like you picking on him." Shekinah, who don't really want to fight because of all of that work she's had on her face, you really don't want to go there and have a brawl in here. But you so pompous and arrogant that you don't understand that as a wife, the argument should not be between you and Patrick. I'm coming over to say, hey, hold up, what's going on? Hold on. But no, you got to be right. So she's going on, bumping her gums. No, your husband had a conversation with my husband. Then that's where it should have stopped. Why the you in it? Thais is trying to say something to her about it. She get to point her finger. They done told her, put your hand down. She cups her hand in, but her mouth is setting a trap for her to get up. So Thais is telling her, you're trying to create a fight. You got this going on and you're trying to create a fight. But no, Shekinah feels like she can say what she want about people, call this man basically a broke it, and he got a poor man energy with nothing about him. The comment that he made was poor man energy. It was about equity. It was about these are the laws. You entitled to have. So Thais, I must admit, took it too far jumping across the table. Because if you get froggy and you leap, you better make sure you jumping in the right pond. Now, Shekinah happened to be the right pawn because she didn't want no action. But now Thais is going across the table trying to grab the girl. That got stuff shattering on the table and all this stuff going on. And Shekinah comes out of her mouth and say, go back to your own country. In my humble opinion, as soon as it came out of Shekinah's mouth, she realized what she said. Sarper was like, oh. She realized what she said out of her mouth. Yes, she did. She messed up. But again, out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth speaks. And what Shekinah said, Shekinah meant it. Now, on Between the Sheets and on her social media platform, she's trying to back up and backpedal. She said on her social media that the reason why she said it and what she meant was it, what meant by it was that she needed to go back, check that mentality of you can do that somewhere where you're used to being able to act like that, where it's acceptable. Shekinah, shut the up. You made a mistake. You said what was in your heart. It was an inappropriate, insensitive comment. Now, Sarper has been on social media trying to back her, saying she doesn't have any prejudices. She is a Spanish daughter. What the does that have to do with it? Because her daughter is Spanish, does Shekinah see her as a Spanish girl? Or does she see her as white? How does Shekinah view her own daughter and her status in this country? You can't say, oh, I got black friends. Oh, I'm married to a black man. And that don't mean that you have some prejudices. A lot of times when people have prejudice, it's because they're ignorant of certain things. Now, racism is something all on its all together something different. But your prejudice, how you feel about things, is really what we're talking about here. Anytime you are married to Sarper, who is from Turkey, maybe she doesn't believe that he is an immigrant because he didn't come from a third world country. He's not the bottom of the barrel. He just happened to be living in Turkey. See, you have to look at how a person views people and what class scale they put them on and who's up here and who's down here. And basically, she was saying to Thias or Thais, you're all the way down here. You're a gutter snipe. Go back to where you get to act barbaric like that. That's what Shekinah, in my opinion, said on Instagram. But on the other, but on a show, on whatever the stupid show is, she said something totally different. And I was like, Shekinah, which one is it? Shekinah sat on that goddamn show and said that when she said go back to your own country, she said what she meant was, I want you far away from me. Oh my God. My God, my God, my God. She said, I meant it as in distance. Get away from me. Get far away from me. Go back to your own country and go away from me. Give me space. I can't stand somebody to try to play on people's tops to make it appear that you said something different and that what you said was acceptable because this is how you meant it. No, what was in your heart came out your mouth. about how you see this girl. I believe that Thias is from Brazil. And so maybe she doesn't see Brazilian women as equal to her. Maybe she sees her as just low and ain't came from nothing. Because when we first met Patrick and Thias, remember he was helping her father with the business and all of that kind of stuff. So she probably remembers that and has held that in her heart and has judged her based on what her parents had and didn't have. But guess what? Your daughter is watching you with these tawdry wigs on, a mess, and getting treated like a piece of by your husband. And you're the butt of his joke. Every joke, according to you. When she said that, the room lit up. It immediately separated. Even Sarper was like, God damn. Oh my God. So now she's saying, get her. She's assaulting me. But you don't get the chance to say what you want to say, to verbally assault somebody, and then and then say that they should not have reacted that way. You cannot tell someone how to react because I don't know if they felt like you were being racially biased. Like I don't know how they felt because even on between the sheets, they ain't gonna tell the whole truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They still got a contract, so they know they limited to what they really can say. That went off because she said you trying to stir the pot and cause chaos and confusion in here. So she was calling calling her all kinds of bitches. They reaching across the table trying to fight and all of that kind of stuff. And Shekinah is trying to get up out of there because she sees that the crowd is not with her. She understands now, and not fully in its entirety, but she understands that she messed up. She understands that this was a fuck around and find out situation. This is a FAA fund. So now what does she want to do? She wants to talk about how they don't have no coof and she feels like she was in danger. Well, boo, your mouth wrote a check that unfortunately you couldn't cash. It bounced. Insufficient funds, insufficient. Oh, I'm trying. Y'all just don't know how much I am biting my tongue. If you've been with me a long time, y'all know I'm biting my tongue. I am biting my tongue. Because it's some stuff that I really could say about Shekinah. When she got outside and started talking about these lowbrow, low class hoes and all of this, a Thias is called a Thias or whatever. It's calling her all kinds of BINGOs. All of the girls rally around her and the men because it was inappropriate for her to say that. Period. Like, period. It was inappropriate. Rebecca, with her apple bottom face, sits out there and says, you can't say that and your husband is an immigrant. But how many of y'all know that some people don't believe that their family members and their spouses are immigrants? And I believe she's one of those women who does not believe that coming from Turkey, that he's an immigrant. And that's why she felt like she was justified in telling her to go back to her own country because she sees Sarper different than we do. And that is a problem to me with prejudices and stuff like that. You see things skewed. Your vision is skewed. When all of us, all the rest of us standing on the outside, understand that he is from Turkey. He had to go through the green card process. And he looked plastic. So I don't know if he has gotten a green card from Mattel because he looked like he could be in a Barbie box as a rejected kid. But ain't nobody saying nothing about that. Sarper got a whole lot of nerve to sit up there and talk about people when he looks like a dollar store Ken. Just as Timu-ish as he could be. But he's your prize. So she goes outside, and right as Sarper was about to tell her how inappropriate that was, here come Guillermo. Guillermo, why the fuck are you out here? Guillermo, why? You weren't even there. You didn't understand what was going on. You going off a hearsay, and now you feeling some kind of way. You ain't the only daggone immigrant in there that's feeling some kind of way. Let them get some. Even though she was wrong, her and Sarper took themselves out of the equation. Guillermo was wrong. Let them breathe. Let them process what just happened. Because at this point, I'm going to be looking, if I was there, I would be looking at it. This is harassment. Leave them alone. Let her go out, chill out. Her and her husband, they separated themselves. She lucky because she's about to get her A whoop because when she went out the door, everybody was cheering. But Guillermo pumped up on alcohol because remember, everybody drinking except for Jenny. And Jenny don't know that Smith drinking because he been sneaking. So everybody hyped up. Let them go where they need to go. Let them go out the door. Lead them. No, but no, Guillermo got to come out there with liquid energy and liquid courage and say, what happened? Like he gave up. And he wonder why Sarper is up in his face. He didn't even get an opportunity to correct his own woman, to say you was wrong before Guillermo come out there with the bull cry. What you saying, Barbara? Hey, Barbara Boo. She said, look at the old show called The Thunderbirds from the 1960s. There you will see Sarper. It's a puppet show. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Imagine how triggered you know. I can imagine, sweetie. Beverly said that Shekinah raised Amish. Then I know how she think about people. Guillermo was wrong. Point blank and to the period. He had no good intentions He was not trying to resolve anything. He was trying to be hyped up. And when you hyped up like that, you need to sit your down. Period. I'm looking at the poll. I am ending it now. Let's get the results of the poll. In the poll, I asked you all, whose side are you on? Are you on Thias, or are you, hold on, let me put it in the chat, or are you on Shekinah? Let's look at the results of that poll. Whose side are you on? 75% of you all said that you are on Thias' side, while 25% of you all said that you're on Shekinah's. And that was out of 63 votes. Thank you all so much for voting. Let me just say this. I think you have to be a certain kind of person to be on 90 Day Fiance. Over and over and over again. Year after year, episode after episode. You got to be a certain kind of person to be on here. You really do. You have to have a different kind of character. You just do. To put the most intimate details of your life on a show, to be influenced to do something that is not of your character, because a lot of people believe that they are, right? I'm not saying that they're influenced. I do believe that some things appear to be produced, but you got to be a certain kind of person to have gone from your season, continue with the franchise, and now you on yet another spinoff, and you don't understand that I don't know. I think I need to just leave it alone and continue to think about it, because I think that all of us watch this for different reasons. But the behavior and some of the stuff that we are seeing is just outrageous. And there's so many undertones. There's so many undertones. And people like myself have to be very careful about what I say. These people, where they go from here? Like, where do they go from here? Once this is over, what do they do? What kind of career do they have? I wonder. Anyway, that's my review of 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 3, Episode 5, The Last Chance for Honor. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this. Also, let me know whose side you on, Shekinah or Thias. Let me know. Thank you, Ray Dallum. I was reading, I'm reading a comment here. She said, and sadly, I think it's time this show to dust be canceled altogether because it's no longer genuine. It's not the same as it used to be. The only way that we can make a difference is stop watching. If we stop watching, they'll get the message. The responsibility is on us. Like, straight up. Y'all have a great night. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me know what you think downtown in the comment section. And I just want to thank the people. I want to make sure I say thank you to all of you all who actually come back and hype the video. I so appreciate that. That means that you're looking at me a couple of times, and I truly do appreciate it. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.